Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. So let's talk about Old Man Morgan, because yes, now it is officially a thing. Just like Rick, we actually have an Old Man Morgan dream scene, and it is just absolutely, it is awesome. I honestly, it's big. It's a really awesome moment just because we get a little peek at what Morgan, I guess, would look like when he's older, and just kind of what to expect, I think, in the future. And that's why I'm going to have a little bit of fun with this video. I'm going to do like an episode prediction, sort of trailer breakdown, a general one tomorrow. For tonight, I just wanted to focus specifically on this because it's such an interesting thing to have here. And now you have all these parallels between Morgan and Rick, and they're constantly doing them. And like, you know, those two characters are going to meet again. Like it's at this point, it's if it never happened, it would be way too tragic. They are both amazing leaders. And I would say, like, honestly, besides, like, I really like Negan. I like Daryl and stuff, but like besides Rick, Morgan might be my favorite character. Honestly, like Rick is my all-time favorite, but there's something about Morgan, and he was there from the very beginning. And so just seeing this, it's cool. Like, yeah. Anyway, so before we go any further, obviously this will contain spoilers for episode 11 of season 6. I'm not going to talk about anything too crazy, but I do want to bring up a few points as to why this thing could be happening and some scary stuff that could happen in episode 12, because I think there's a chance that Grace could die. I really do. And this episode it's not starting off great for her. So that, and if you are new here, make sure to be a subscriber if you do want more of The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead content. And if you're interested in joining the channel for more commentary tracks and members only live streams, just make sure to hit join if you're interested in supporting the channel anyways. And if you do, I really thank you. Now this episode is going to be completely well, I think the showrunner Andrew Chambliss said it best, which is psychedelic. I don't know if Morgan grabbed anything on the way back. Like, if I think it was last week's episode, right, he may have brought back more than just a fetal monitor. So the whole dilemma right now is that Grace is about to give birth. Like, she had what is called Braxton Hicks, right? Like, she had that a couple episodes back, and now she's kind of at the point where it's going to happen anytime now. This is a big one. Grace seems to be the focal point, the center of this episode, which it's not necessarily bad, but it's just what they're giving us in this episode. I feel like they are preparing us for something. Like, they could just be teasing it, but I think they could be preparing us for something, to be honest. Like, my whole thing that I've been focused on since episode 9, I believe it was, or maybe it was 8, I think it was 9. Grace is going to die, and the reason is because the place that Morgan has doesn't have a name yet. And he mentioned it, like, not too long ago, like, it doesn't have a name. We got to think of a name. And I feel like that's cleverly hidden in there in, like, prior episodes, because you are going to name that episode whatever Grace decides to name her son. Like, she has a feeling it's going to be a boy anyway, so, like, we'll have to wait and see. But I have a feeling that in this episode, maybe she mentions, yeah, if it's like, I want to name the boy this, and she'll give a name, whatever it's going to be. Maybe she dies, so the baby dies, and then so that's when Morgan decides to name this place that he built for that boy, whatever the name is going to be, right? I just have this feeling that they're setting something like that up. It would be tragic, and I don't know what you would do next with it, but this episode doesn't go against it. It actually seems a little scary what Grace is going through here. Now, I don't think all of the episode is like this insane dream, but like, she is going through a ton of stuff. Like, again, we'll talk about this more in the general trailer breakdown tomorrow, but I think Grace's time could be up. It is very, like, for me to say just outright Grace is dying in next week's episode it's hard to say, just because, like, the chances of it not happening are also pretty good, right? Like, there's no real proof to say it other than, you know, they've been kind of teasing things. There's been these little creepy Easter eggs here and there with Morgan saying he needs a name, and just stuff about her being pregnant and whatnot, and the fact that he's building this place for that boy, or I guess potential boy. And to say outright that all of that is gonna come together in this episode and Grace is going to die it's bold, it's a lot. And so I know that there's screw it, I'm just gonna say Grace is gonna die next episode. I don't care if I get all this hate online. Like, I just think maybe she could. And like, Karen David, who plays Grace, said that this is a big episode. Like, this is something that she's always going to remember. She says something like that, and I don't know. I have this feeling, and that's all I'm gonna say is I have this feeling that something could be possible here. And so, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens to Grace. It would be scary. And I would like to know, if Grace did die in next week's episode, how do you guys feel about that? Is that too tragic, too sad? Are they going to do a whole Lori thing here where she dies, maybe she gives birth, and that baby is still actually there? maybe Morgan names the place Grace. You never know, right? So I think what we got to focus on next here is Old Man Morgan, because oh my God, Old Man Morgan is now a thing. And like, I can't believe it. It's amazing. Like to actually have a visual of that. And like, I hope that in the trailer, or my trailer, in my thumbnail for this video, I actually put Morgan and Rick together, just because I've always, like, you could like Photoshop it or something, but like this is like legit now on the show. We have Morgan much older, and we also have Rick much older, right? And it's a little weird because like this Rick is almost like a new beginning Rick, but there is some differences. I actually think he is much older here, just because I think Negan in this scene is a lot older. The ages of some of the kids are, I can't remember how old Judith was. I think she was she a little bit older? Was she like the age she is right now? Because then that would mean that Rick would be much older. I can't remember, but it's more symbolic anyways. Like Rick would just be that old. And yeah, you know, I'm excited about Morgan and Rick. Like, to be honest, I would love it if The Walking Dead at some point could end in a way where Rick and Morgan are just old. They look like this, and they're just like hanging out in the house, and they just like, I don't know, they're good friends. But I also have a feeling that it's never going to be that way, because it's going to be very bittersweet. You know, like they will have their goodbyes at some point. They could be this old, and then they'll have that final scene together where they say their goodbyes, because Morgan's going to go back here, and it's not looking too good. Maybe like something's going to happen to Morgan or Rick or whatever, or maybe it's just a final scene together because one of them's going to die right away, you know. But it'll be a scene that we treasure forever because it's their final scene. It's something that will reference their very first scene together and their journey coming back and right to the end. There's so much you can do with these two characters, the power that they both have, the chemistry that they have. Like, it's the little things. It's when Rick says Morgan, or actually it's more when Morgan says Rick. Like when I hear him say Rick, it's just like, I don't know what it is. It takes me back to the first episode. It's just like this nostalgic feeling. I love those two characters together. I can't wait to get to that point in my rewatch of The Walking Dead. I can't wait to get to the point in season 8 where we actually have those two characters together. Rick's going crazy and killing a bunch of saviors, and Morgan's like pretty disturbed by that, because that was actually a good episode. I know there's a ton of issues with season 8, but that one was pretty good. Rick had his murder jacket on the last time I think he would wear it. And yeah, I mean, the impact of these two characters, it's amazing. And I just can't believe that they are still around. Like, I literally just watched Days Gone By the other day because my girlfriend's rewatching it for the podcast and stuff. And I would actually like to get your guys' opinion on this artwork right here. It's just like, obviously this is going to be colored in. This is very general right now, but what do you guys think about this? This is going to be the artwork for the podcast that we're doing. We're working on it right now. So yeah, I watched Days Gone By the other day, and it was just, it's crazy. Like the fact that we've been on this journey with these two characters for this long, and that they are still around. Like, man, the show's just gotten so good. And I like, you forget, like, they did have some struggles along the way, but they've always stayed true to their values. They've always stayed true to certain parts of the show. There is a consistent theme among The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead. Everything, for the most part, has stayed the same. There's little hiccups here and there in season 7 and 8. I would say even a little bit in season 9 and 10 in terms of, you changed the tone from All Out War to that. It was a better tone, but you also have cast members leaving, so things are a little bit different. Overall, the Walking Dead universe is very much alive because we have the Rick movies and stuff, and there's this whole thing that you can, when you watch The Walking Dead, you got to watch the movies after too, because it's this whole universe. And I think in the end, everything's going to be all right. I think everything's going to be awesome, you know? So I can't wait to see this scene on, I guess, Thursdays when I'm going to watch it. I know I haven't been posting a lot. I know that, like, I've just been really busy. Like, I've just been insanely busy, and I do have time to post some stuff. Like, I do actually have some time in the day to do it, but I just, like, I have 3 kids now. Like, it's kind of focusing on that too a little bit, and I'm going to get back into it for sure. Like, April was actually a pretty intense month. A lot of stuff happened earlier in the month, which was a little scary. And all of this just like pandemic stuff, man, it's frustrating, honestly. Like, it disrupts your life so much. And like, I do get it. People want to be safe and this and that. But like, to be honest, with some stuff, it's just like, it's so frustrating. You can't do this. You can't do this. And so no one could go here, or you gotta go, and like, oh, I can't wait for all this to be over. I really can't. Like, honestly, like, that's a big reason why my other podcast, the Films from the Crypt podcast with my buddy, he said that he wants to just wait until all this is over, and so we just kind of have to wait, I guess, until maybe we have vaccines and stuff. But yeah, we just gotta wait until then, and It's frustrating, annoying, and it's just like I just want this to be over so bad. Yeah, everything has just felt like it's just stunting. Like it just feels like everything has just like in terms of like channel growth anyways, and like me wanting to upload, and not even just my channel alone. I think the world is kind of like that if you think about it. Like there's no movies coming out, there's like no games coming out either, really. Like feels like everything is just on pause. Everyone hit pause and they're just waiting. But I mean, that's the thing, they'll just wait. Once this is over in a few months or whenever it's going to be over, like shit is going to, everything will be coming out, tons of announcements. It's going to be exciting as hell. And that's when things are going to thrive again. Everyone's going to be happy. And yeah, anyways, I love this. I can't wait to see more Morgan stuff. I hope Morgan makes it to being that old. And I can't wait to see that hopefully in the movies. And I can't wait to see the Morgan and Rick reunion because we know that is happening one day. So post all your thoughts and your guys' reaction to seeing Morgan, Old Man Morgan. It's pretty crazy. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.